afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alyssa Corum here with Ken Shreve. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at three stocks that are looking strong in a strong session today. We're going to be keeping an eye on NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Atlassian. But first, let's take a look at the major indexes. So this is a chart of the NASDAQ here, and as you can see, it was a very strong day. Closed near session highs too, Ken. The NASDAQ finishing up almost 4% for the day, and strong gains for the other indexes as well. What do you make of such a bullish session today?
Well, I mean, listen, this was bullish by all accounts. I think the NASDAQ ended with a gain of around 4% today. So I know you guys touched on Amazon and Netflix on Monday's show, and Amazon had a really bullish breakout from a base today. Netflix broke out yesterday, followed through with conviction today. A big move for Apple above its 50-day moving average. There's just a lot of stocks moving, and it was particularly impressive to see the Nasdaq Composite move decisively above its 50 and 200-day moving averages. We thought those could be a potential resistance level, but Nasdaq blew right through both levels today. So this market uptrend's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it is. So we have strong technical action today for the NASDAQ. And then also, as you mentioned, seeing strong action for those leading names that have been on our radar also, I think, adds to the mix of ingredients that we like to see with this action that continues to strengthen.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And also a shout out to the NASDAQ 100 today, which gapped up with conviction over its 50-day moving average. So we're seeing broad-based strength in a variety of different indexes. Remember, it was the Russell 2000 all the way back on March 24th that gave us the first buy signal, if you will, or sign that the market was ready, possibly ready to start a new uptrend. And then after that, it was the S&P 500 on April 2nd, saw a good sign of strength there. And then the NASDAQ and the Dow on April 6th. So we've had good follow through for all of the indexes. And like you said, a lot of these quality liquid large cap names like Apple and Microsoft and Tesla. I mean, the list goes on. It's just been broad-based strength.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at Microsoft, but first let's take a look at NVIDIA, a chip name that we've been keeping very close watch on. It tried to break out last week. It is now decisively back in that buy zone from a cup with handle base here, and finished with a gain of over 5% today.
Yeah, chip stocks very strong along with the NASDAQ 100. Also a very solid move for advanced micro devices as well. So we really look at NVIDIA and AMD as the two big leaders in the semiconductor space. But NVIDIA, it initially tried to break out over a 275.50 entry. It backed off, never came close to flashing any sell signals, but it really jumped back above that buy point today. It ended the session still in that 5% buy zone, so it's technically still in buy range, but really bullish session for chip stocks today, and a good solid breakout for NVIDIA.
Yes, that is right. And Microsoft staged a breakout of its own over an aggressive entry. We have a little bit of a handle, I guess you could say, here over 170.10. Microsoft gaining 5% today, and it's now approaching a traditional buy point from this double bottom base here.
Yeah, exactly right. Mike Webster's a big contributor on IBD Live every morning, and we'll call the move today sort of a breakout over a little Webster shelf here. It was just a little four-day handle, which is a little bit short, but there was an area of resistance that was established, about 4 days ago on April 7th. So Microsoft broke out over that 170 pivot, but good news is that it still hasn't quite broken out yet from its double bottom base. There were two legs down in Microsoft's latest pullback, and so that presents an alternate entry at 175.10. So just because you didn't buy today, you still could have an opportunity if it does break out with conviction over the 175.10 buy point.
Yeah, and last but not least, let's take a look at Atlassian in the enterprise software group. A strong gain today, 6.8%, looks like slightly above average turnover, retaking that 50-day line. And we do have earnings for Atlassian on the horizon.
Yeah, this is a stock that, it's amazing what just a 1 day of bullish gains can do for a stock's technical picture because last week on Thursday, it reversed lower below its 50-day moving average. We were off Friday for the Easter weekend, come back on Monday, and on a very good day for growth stocks, Atlassian could not keep up. It lagged the market pretty badly, but then buyers came back into the stock today, and it really brings this 149.80 buy point back into play for Atlassian. It's going to be one of the first software stocks to report. Last year, they reported earnings right around this time on April 17th. So we'll probably hear from Atlassian pretty soon. No earnings date yet, but this 149.80 buy point is still very much in play.
Yeah, it is. And you can bet that the conversation will continue tomorrow morning on IBD Live with all of these stocks that are now looking extremely promising, I would say, as compared to just not too long ago. We weren't quite seeing those breakouts yet, and now it's breakouts of plenty, and retaking moving averages, those aggressive buy points, and as Scott St. Clair said this morning on IBD Live, there's a lot of merchandise now out there. Ken, what do you say?
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's a lot of merchandise, and it's just actually the type of action that we're seeing in the market is really just what you want to see in the early stages of a new uptrend. It's been a very powerful move off lows, but to see growth stocks, whether it's small, mid cap, large cap. I mean, today was really a day for the liquid mega cap institutional quality growth stocks, but seeing a lot of good outperformance also in the IBD 50, which has got some of the smaller growth stocks in there as well. So like I said, this broad-based leadership is just what the doctor ordered for the bulls.
Yeah, that's right. And if you haven't checked out IBD Live yet, make sure you do so. You can go to investors.com/IBD Live to see what it's all about, because not only are we looking at these individual stocks that are setting up and actionable, but also providing you IBD's perspective on the market. And we know how crazy of a market it has been, going back up just as fast almost, it seems like, at least so far, as we came down. So it's really important to get that day-to-day perspective on the overall market too.
Yeah, no question about it. We'll be back on IBD Live tomorrow morning, about 10 minutes before the market open. We're certainly going to have a lot of stocks to talk about, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we extend gains, but a very bullish session for the stock market today, no question.
Yes. So we hope we hope we see you tomorrow morning on IBD Live, and we'll definitely see you right back here tomorrow for another episode of Stock Market Today. We'll see you then.